guys, thank you ForKids, thank you sponsors, thanks everybody for coming. I'm gonna dive right into this thing, okay? It's 1994, I'm holding hands with my mother in a prayer circle at Thanksgiving. All right? Rural North Carolina, Piedmont area, not a lot going on for a 16-year-old dude. But as the amens were said, and my family started to break up to go chow down, I had a great aunt sort of step into the middle of the circle and say, "So Daniel, tell us about your trip to Woodstock." When she did that, I could feel my mother's embrace quickly release, and her shoulders kind of slouched down, and I think she realized that it was time to end my restriction. Now, parents, this wasn't take away your cell phone restriction like it is today. I know you can end your children's worlds by doing that. This was more creative. You had to be that way back in the day, right? No food until homework was done kind of torture for a 16-year-old dude. But I commenced to telling the story of going to Woodstock at age 16 and lying to my parents to do so, and kind of having a ball. Okay, so backtrack. It's about 8 p.m. on Saturday night in August. Football practice had started for me going into my sophomore year of high school, and Woodstock 94, the 25th anniversary, was on TV. This year's the 50th. It was Mecca. MTV, pay-per-view, it was everywhere. And we were glued because it was so much cooler than Chesapeake, Virginia in 1994. Well, we talked all weekend about how cool it would be to be there. And then we heard that the gates came down. And then my buddy's older brother just laid down the gauntlet on Saturday evening and said, "Be back here at 11:30, and we're gonna drive to Saugerties, New York." Well, I rushed home, promptly lied to my parents that we were going surfing in Nags Head the next morning and wouldn't be back until late that night, and would probably be staying at Matt's house that night and going to football practice. I'll be home after practice. Got my $36 that I had to my name and started a 10-hour trek north. 2 brothers, 2 other friends, myself, and we drove 10 hours. We walked 2 hours. We got a ride for the last couple miles in the back of a local hillbilly's Ford F-150 and made it, okay? So Sunday, about noon, we crested the hill of Saugerties, New York, and 550,000 of our closest friends were right there to participate in the day with us. We did it all. We saw Dylan, come on, Porno for Pyros, 9 Inch Nails. We saw the Mud Pie hit Green Day's guitar as they were getting ready to shred. And of course, we're covered in mud. And we really soaked it all in, guys. We did not, however, eat the brown acid that the naked man was telling us not to eat. It's covered in mud from head to toe. And we tried to hold it all together. We did a pretty good job because we had a couple missions. Get there, enjoy it, and get me home for football practice the next morning. I gotta say, the topper might have been, and now there's probably some folks who saw the Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young concert here at Foreman Field in 74, I think it was, maybe. Gary, you can confirm. But let me tell you, when the Allman Brothers take the stage at Woodstock, it's a momentous occasion for a 16-year-old. They were more bare-breasted than I can imagine. It was the pinnacle of this career. It's good stuff. Anyway, the Chili Peppers, everybody, we saw them all. And we soaked it in. So back in the back of a Hillbillies F-150 for a $10 ride back to our car at about 9:30 at night. Called my mom to tell her, everything's okay, Mom. We've surfed all day, we're just worn out, we just ate our Taco Bell, we're going home. And for some reason, she wanted me to sleep in my own bed that night. Well, Mom, I love you. We're safe. We're sober. And we're coming home, but it's going to take us about 10 hours. Sweetheart, where are you? Well, we're in Saugerties, New York. Again, I'd say we're sober and we're safe, and we'll be home in about 10 hours. First time in my life, you're in deep shit. Hey guys, we're all in deep shit. What do you think about us? Yeah, that's us. We made it home. We only got one ticket hustling home. I made it to football practice about 30 minutes late, covered in mud to my waist about. And you know, you're running late. You get dressed out. And you're running out to the field. And on Saturday mornings, all the nerdy dads that didn't have anything else to do are standing on the fence line. And let me tell you, the wrath of those eyeballs was vicious because they all knew what was going on. But the street cred I earned by entering that practice with mud up to my waist, going into my sophomore year of high school, was priceless. So thank you all. Hi, Mom. I love you. I'll see you soon.